Getting into martial arts is one of the best things I did. So first, let me tell you the story of my younger self, my depressed young teenager type of lifestyle. So it was all my fault that I struggled with depression and insecurity when I was younger, because you can imagine the lifestyle I lived. I would go to school, come home, play video games, and I was just eating all the bad food. I wasn't talking with friends outside of school. Maybe we would play like video games, but still, that's not really like socializing as much as people say it is. It's just like weird stimulation. So you could see how I kind of deserved that depression. Like, let's be honest, it sounds mean, but I deserved to feel depressed at the time. And so I start learning about self-improvement. I'm getting into the gym, but I felt like something was missing. I would go to school, come home, go to the gym, and then something was missing. That block of time for the rest of my day, I was like, I wish I could fill it with something. Not just because it was like empty time, but it also just left me unfulfilled with my day. I would be going to bed and just feel like something is missing. And you probably feel the same way. So at the time, I'm kind of doing like wrestling, but this is when I started to do more YouTube, and I started to do more martial arts as well. I started like kickboxing, jujitsu, MMA, things like that. And I felt so much more fulfilled at the end of the day. When you start doing martial arts, you actually like get this new mission, this new thing to work towards. And as a guy, that is what makes you happy, when you have something to work towards. That is why like these video games, they make this like artificial sense of something to work towards. Like, you know, maybe like the legendary skin on Call of Duty or whatever, getting like some really high level in this video game, or making a lot of points or money or something, I don't know. They fake this sense of progression when you need to start getting it from real life. That is what true happiness is. So now I actually have this sense, I have this drive. I'm like, okay, now I can actually start working on something new. Like, you know, going to the gym was awesome. Like, I built like a good amount of muscle, but it was like something was missing, and now I actually had something new to work towards, which was martial arts. And let's compare those two lives I lived. I would go to school, go to the gym, go to sleep, go to the school, go to the gym, go to sleep, go to the school, go to the gym, go to sleep. That was it. It's like, yeah, you could see how I'm kind of improving, but it's kind of depressing. It's like there's something missing. And so then I actually start going to school. I go to wrestling practice. I go to the gym. Some days instead of the gym, I go and fight. Like, I go to the MMA club or whatever. That is way more fulfilling, bro. You need to have something to work towards. As a guy, you need to have something you can progress towards. That is what makes you happy. That is true happiness. So not only did fighting make me way more happier with my life, it also made me arrogant. So I know this sounds bad, but just hear me out with this. So I've lived in two extremes of confidence. You can imagine the two extremes of confidence are depressed and insecure, or arrogantly happy. Which one would you rather be? I've lived both, bro. I used to get bullied a lot as a kid. I got no female attraction, and I hated the way I looked. I hated everything about myself. I was so insecure, and I struggled with depression. And then I lived this new lifestyle where, like, some people will say that arrogance is bad, but bro, honestly, just, you know, F what they say, because I'm way more happier with this lifestyle. It makes you so much more confident, not just because of your capabilities. Like, you could see how you would get that sense of arrogance because you know you can like beat someone's ass, but it also makes you socially confident because you just feel like better than most people. And as bad as that sounds, bro, that will make you so much more happier at the end of the day. So let me tell you this story. Back then, I used to basically go to the gym, and I really wouldn't get much female attraction because I still was like that insecure little kid. And so now I'm going on dates with girls now, and never in my life have I met a girl who thought it was like stupid or unattractive that I was just this kind of like arrogant sense of confidence. They may joke around and say, oh, you're an asshole, oh, you have like high ego or something. I have some girls that will tell me that. At the end of the day, they'll be like begging me to go on a date. This is the weird dynamic that I've experienced. I went from getting no female attraction to now I literally have like this one girl in my phone, like right now, yesterday, she was begging me to go on a date, and I was like, nah, I gotta go to the gym, I gotta do this. Tell me which life you would rather be. Would you rather be this insecure little low testosterone prick who wasn't getting any female attraction, that had like a shit social life, honestly, was so insecure? Or would you rather be arrogantly confident? Some people may say it's bad, arrogance is bad. The cool thing is about being arrogant You don't have to be an asshole. I don't know why people say arrogance is bad. You're not like outwardly hating someone. You're not like talking, like being mean to people. You're not being mean. I don't know why people say arrogance is bad. You just have a higher sense of self. You have this inflated ego. And as bad as people say that is, bro, that is so healthy. It makes you so much more happier. And it's actually like attractive to people. Like, honestly, you could be an asshole with it and you could see how that would make you like, oh, he's got like a big ego. I don't like that guy. Like, if you're an asshole, you don't have to be. You can just like think these thoughts in your head and just like not actually make the actions in real life. And then you'll start attracting more women. You'll feel happier. You'll start like making new friends. You'll just feel way more happier at the end of the day. So fighting will just make you so arrogantly confident, but it's not a bad thing. That's what I need you to realize. As much as society has told you that this is a bad thing, it is not. As long as you're not like going out there and like hating on people and being mean to others. And by the way, if you want to learn more about this transformation that I got from young, depressed, and insecure self to now where I'm actually so much more happier with my life, check out the link in the description for my online course. Another thing that starting martial arts did for me was it made a new identity. So this is not to be confused with confidence, because identity, I feel like, is a whole nother subject. So let's think about my old lifestyle. I used to actually really enjoy playing basketball as a kid. And so I will be honest, I sucked and I didn't really see myself as an athlete. I'll be honest, I saw myself as this little bitch who just wanted to try a sport and I sucked at it. Honestly, that is how I saw myself when I was younger. And so you could see how I would obviously fail at basketball and I would quit because I had this really bad self-identity. And then now I'm getting into the gym and I feel like something's missing, and then I start martial arts and now I see myself as like this athlete, and now I'm actually getting some sort of success. I'm going out and I'm competing, I'm going to the practices consistently. I see myself as this athlete, and you can see how much happier I would be with that compared to my old identity. When I was playing basketball and I had that low testosterone identity, I was like, oh, well, I'm trying, but I suck and I'm terrible at everything. But now I'm like, okay, well, I'm an athlete now. You can see how, like, if you read Atomic Habits, you know how important a new identity is. When you create a new identity, the actions follow. This is why when you start thinking like, okay, I'm an athlete now, I'm getting into martial arts, and then you start, to like say no to the alcohol. Your friend wants to go out and like, he's like, do drugs with me, or do like alcohol with me or something, whatever people do nowadays. And you're just it's gonna be so much easier to say no. I'm an athlete, I don't do that, because you have this new sense of identity. I'm an athlete, I'm going to bed on time. I'm an athlete, I'm not gonna waste my time with some random girl, I'm gonna go to practice. You may not realize how important this is, an identity, but what's the point in improving yourself, improving your life, if you just feel like shit? Like, let's be honest, if you were jacked, like if you were 200 pounds lean, what's the point if you feel like a little bitch? Like if you had that self-identity of, I'm a bitch. That is what I want you to think about. There is no point in improving yourself if your identity never changes. So when you start martial arts, it's like magic, bro. You get that identity change and you will feel so much more happier at the end of the day. You'll start making way better choices because your actions follow from your identity. And so that's what I hope you can experience when you start martial arts, where you feel so much more fulfilled at the end of the day. You get way more confident and you actually create a new identity, a new self-perception that you actually enjoy. And you can go to bed at the end of the night knowing that, okay, I'm way better than what I used to be, because that's all life is, bro. Life is just chasing happiness. You want to go to bed at the end of the day and feel happy with your day. And that's exactly what starting martial arts did for me. But if you want to learn more about this kind of lifestyle, bro, check out the rest of the videos on my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.